Are you suffering from some brain fog? Are you ready to lift it so you can have mental clarity and focus? Well, let's get your game on high. I'm going to share with you 5 tips in this video, so stay tuned. I want to help you move into this year with clarity, mental clarity, and focus. And when you have mental clarity and direction and focus, you can make amazing things happen. But when you feel like there's this film, this fog sitting over you that you can't concentrate, you're distracted, you're not getting things done, you're missing deadlines, you're not going to get productive and demonstrate that high performance you know you're capable of. So one thing, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that if you are having some trouble with brain fog, you also want to check with your physician to see if there's some underlying physical health problem as well. So I'm going to share some tips with you today about how to lift that brain fog, how to improve that mental clarity and focus so you can be at your peak performance in getting things done. So I'm going to start off with talking about sleep. Now, it is important to get enough sleep for what your body needs. On average, they say, 7 to 8 hours for some people. Some people even need up to 10, 12 hours. You, just like when we're doing the Pomodoro method that I've talked about on the show before for your time management, I also want you to think about what is the optimal amount of time that you need to feel rested, to maybe even wake up before the alarm clock so that you can take on your day like jumping out of bed. It's not such a struggle. And no, you don't have to be a morning person to feel rested in the morning. And I'm a morning person. And, when I first get up, it's, got to wipe the sleep out of the eyes and got to, throw some water on the face. And then you get going and you get energized. And once you're up and you can seize the day. So I wanted to talk about sleep. So one of the things is when people are having trouble sleeping, first of all, know your optimal sleep time. What is it for you? 7 to 8 hours on average is probably the best. And also think about your environment. Do you have a comfortable pillow? Do you have a comfortable mattress? Are there electronics in your bedroom? So to remove those or have them out of sight. Do you have a sleep hygiene practice? Are you, putting electronics and blue light products away from you at least an hour to 2 hours before going to bed? See, what happens is, and I can be guilty at times, having the phone beside the bed. I like it as an alarm clock, actually. But to have it constantly there stimulating you, you have to have a time where you cut it off. Like I have a sensor or an alarm on my phone that kind of shuts everything down that, it says you can use it tomorrow kind of thing. So it's a really good thing to have. So sleep is important. And the amount of sleep you get is directly proportional to the energy that you're going to have during the day. So I want you to be really dialed in to thinking about your environment. Environment's always a number one thing that I go to, whether it be your office, whether it be your kitchen, whether it be, where you have board meetings, where you do presentations. Your environment matters. And you might not think it does, but it makes a big difference. And I know when it comes to January, February, we just finished Christmas and people are ready to declutter, get into that spring cleaning, maybe buy some new sheets, freshen things up. So think about your environment. Also, when you're thinking about your environment, sometimes I like to use some like nighttime jazz to play, or if I'm just sitting reading for a while, to light a candle, or, just have a diffuser going. A candle is probably not best if you're going to fall asleep, of course, so I don't want you to do that. But to have a diffuser going, and it can be really soothing, and listening to some music or some nature sounds is all awesome as well. So those are some of the key things with sleep, but also, that warm bath before bed. If you're into doing the ice cold showers, I've done those as well. And you crawl into a warm bed and it is cozy. You are ready to just, fall asleep restfully and just wake up in the morning. Like, I don't have problems falling asleep, but I know that there are many people who do. I'm usually asleep once within 5 minutes of putting my head down on the pillow, but I go hard all day. And that's probably why I have no problem falling asleep. And I like to go to bed early because I like to get up early, get my workouts in, go for a walk, and really make things happen. The other thing I was going to focus on today, I was outside snowshoeing, getting my activity in, and getting out and just getting more vitamin D. We don't get enough vitamin D, that natural light. So whenever possible, to get as much as you can. Nature, fresh air, getting some exercise, those are often going to help you sleep as well. It's that fresh air. There's just something about it. I always refer to it when I go to the mountains, that no problem sleeping those nights. Not at all. I don't know if it's just the breathtaking views or the work that I put in or just the fresh air, but it's really amazing. The other thing I want to talk to you about is eliminating your distractions. They're everywhere. You could be like squirrel, twisting your head around, chasing the next distraction, whether it be the television, the radio, laundry, dishes in the sink, books on your desk, whatever it can be a distraction. Eliminating distractions. Not all distractions come from outside sources. They actually come in the forms of anxiety, worry, poor motivation, regret, and really getting caught up in the different thoughts that we have, because we do have 50 to 70,000 thoughts at any point in time. And we don't think linearly. We think like popcorn, right? Popping. So these ideas pop into our head. They're fleeting. They come fast. And you need to really eliminate those thoughts and put yourself in. And this is where mindful practice and prayer, meditation really comes into play, where you can silence your mind, sit and focus on your breathing, or focus on the sound of the refrigerator or, the dryer turning, just picking a sound or a scent, just to focus on that for a short period of time. Could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes. And just to get yourself into the place of being really present where you are. And that's how you would eliminate some of those distractions. The other thing that I want to do is spotlight on your focus. You see, attention goes where your focus is. And we want to put your focus on your tasks at hand. And what happens is people get into multitasking. I'm guilty for this because I figure I can get more done than, if I systematize things and move things quickly, but I'm often, juggling many different things. But when I focus on one thing, it's like shining a spotlight saying, okay, Deb, this is where I'm going to put my time and energy. And this is what I highly recommend when you are working on your calendar. And I've shared this many times, is you take your to-do list that you have and you put what's on your to-do list, and practically, realistically, setting yourself up for success, allocating time within your calendar to get those things done. Because if it's not in your calendar, I can guarantee you that it is going to just continue to be a long list of items, and you might overestimate or underestimate the time it takes to get it done. So why not put it into the calendar, give some buffer room, and get as much done as you can that way. And I can guarantee you, when it's in the calendar, when you have it structured, you make things happen. They fall into place exactly how you want them to be. So the multitasking is a big thing. The other thing is being mindful of the moment. This moment I'm here with you is really important. And I want you to think about, where's your mind in this moment? Are you ruminating in the past? Are you looking at things with regret? Or are you cherishing fond memories? Or are you worrying about the future, what the future will unfold, and having anxiety about what that will look like? And if you're not in the present, you're going to miss out on your future. So as much as you can to, let go of things in the past, especially the things that don't serve you, or have those difficult conversations so you can release and let go of those things that could be holding you back. And there's no sense in worrying about the future because it will be here before you know it. So put that energy, all that energy, into your present moment. And that present moment will lead you to that future. The past is something behind you. It can't be changed. You can change maybe how the outcomes of some relationships, and it's not a change. It's going to be more of a renewal and more of a shift, because you're both different people than you were then. So I encourage you to be mindful of the moment. Stay engaged in the here and the now, because here is all we got in this moment. So be mindful of this moment. Spotlight on your focus, right? You're going to shine the light on what you need to get done now, and eliminate those distractions. And remember that not all distractions come from outside sources. Many distractions can be between those 6 inches between your ears. And get outside, get into nature. This is where you stimulate creativity. Have a date with nature. Go crush some leaves. Go make snow angels in the snow. Go splash in some puddles and just connect with nature. And of course, most of all, when it comes to brain fog, you need to get the rest that you need. Your body needs to recharge. Your mind needs to recharge. And when you give your mind a break, even if it's a 10, 15-minute break from that work that you're doing, this is where those eureka moments, those aha moments come into play. And you don't want to miss out on the opportunity of being sparked with a beautiful idea, all because you were too distracted. All because you were over scheduled and you didn't focus in on what needs to happen. So if you want some mental clarity, if you want to build your focus and lift that brain fog, try these 5 things. There are many more, I know that, and we might have that for you on another podcast, another video. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the bell, subscribe, and so you don't miss a single video, and share this with your friends. Remember, you can go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com. That's Kasowski with an S, DebraKasowski.com, where you can get your 3-part video course of making habits stick. Let's build that focus and consistency, and let's make things happen.